Hey folks, I hope all is well with everyone today. So today, in case you haven't noticed the time of the video, or the length of it, sorry, that I'm going to be doing a little bit longer than normal tutorial. This is somebody has asked me specifically to show them how to connect an external hardware synthesizer with a modern MPC. They want to be able to sample in, track in, and lastly be able to control the hardware synthesizer with the MPC. So that is, I'd say, two stages. Again, they want to sample in, track in, lastly be able to control the external device with the MPC pads and cue links, etc. So again, that's two stages. First, both stages require a cable and a couple taps on the screen, and that's it. First stage will be audio, just connecting a cable and tapping the screen a couple times. And MIDI's the same thing. With the MIDI, they specifically asked how to do 5-pin, and I went ahead and did a video of that, and I just felt sort of wrong leaving out USB. So I'm going to do the audio, I'm going to do the 5-pin, and then lastly I'll do the USB. Okay, so first things first, we want to get sound from this over to the MPC, right? So how would we do that? With an audio cable, right? So depending on your synthesizer, you're going to have different output in the back, but you're going to have an audio output. On mine, it's got a singular mono 1/4 inch and a headphone output. So I normally will use a mono to stereo cable, but for demonstration purposes, just in case someone only has a mono cable here, I'll show you how to do with that. So first things first, if you're going into a mixer, make sure it's down. But yeah, audio out of your device, right? And back your MPC. Real quick before I forget, your record volume, if it's down, you're not going to get any audio in there. So make sure your record volume is up. MPC One, it's on the back. I'm not sure where it is on the Live 2. On the X, I see it's on the front. So just make sure your record volume is up. Now, coming in to the MPC One Plus, so One Plus, I say One because it's the same thing. I think they just added Bluetooth to the One Plus. I could be wrong in Wi-Fi. But anyway, your input is a single stereo output, obviously, left, right. Inputs 1, 2. Or you can do two mono inputs. Left is input 1 and right is input 2. So wherever you plug it in, just remember it's left, so that'll be input 1. So now that we've got that, we should be able to get sound, right? Not yet. Make sure you turn your volumes up if you're not. I turn it down to plug it in so I don't pop or anything like that, but no, we're not going to get sound. So you plug that in, come to your sampler. First thing is tap this and highlight that. Yep, there it comes. And what that does is turns on the monitor, so immediately you'll be able to hear. Now, can you record like this? Yes, you can, but let's set the inputs correct. Like I said, if you have a singular cable, just remember where you put it in the back here. And left is input 1, and right would be input 2. I went in left, so input 1. And then select stereo or mono. Let's leave it on stereo. Now right here, right off the rip, you have the ability to sample for anything, any textures or tones, pads, or anything like that. I just go ahead and grab it right here, okay? And there's your, just like any other sample that you'd bring in to the MPC. You can save it, play it, discard it, keep it, or edit it. So right off the bat, cable plugged in, couple taps on the screen, turn on your monitor, and then arm it, and you can sample. To take it a step further, I'm going to go ahead and discard this though, okay? And we're going to come out to our main. So that'll get us sampling, okay? Now, if we want to record to a track, well, we come to our grid, our range here, and we would need a what? An audio track. That's right. Right there. And that way we can record our our audio in, and right from there you should be able to record in. You go to your grid and let's see. And there it is. And there it is on playback. Now at this point, you have it tracked in, that's cool. If you wanted to turn that into a sample, push and hold, bounce the sample. And now if you're doing something, like I said in the beginning, if I'm just doing a pad, like this, or textures, I'd sample that right in. Because, you know, it's a texture. But if you have something like this that's going to be melodic or moving along and you want to chop it up or something like that, then this is the way to do it. For me personally, I would come here, push and hold, record it to the track, come in here, bounce the sample. From there, you can come into your sample editor, chop it up, do whatever you need, or just leave it there as an audio track. So that's stage one, our audio sample and recorded track. So moving along, I'm going to clear this audio track, because if I don't, I'll forget and they'll overlap when I do the MIDI. So clear the audio. Okay, now the next step is we're into the next stage. We're going to MIDI. So MIDI, they wanted us specifically to know at this point how to control this device with the MPC. So for example, with the pads, we want to be able to send note information over with the pads and maybe control some things with the Q links. And MIDI will give us that. So they specifically asked for 5-pin MIDI. I'm going to show that quickly, and then after that, I'll unplug it and show you the USB. It's kind of the same thing. You get a little bit more out of the USB, and that's why I'm going to show it. Hopefully my friend who's watching will go with the USB route, but they specifically asked for 5 pins. So what are we doing here? The audio is coming in, right? And like I said, not to repeat myself, but we want to send, because I would get confused about this, we want to send note information over and other twisty Q links and pads, right? So we want to send a signal over, so that way you want to come out of the MPC in this specific case, all right? And with 5-pin, you look for your MIDI out, depending on your device. Just remember what MIDI out you come out of. On the One or One Plus, they're just one. You just want to remember that, because one of the most important things you want to do after this is making sure that your inputs and outputs are set correct. And that's with any stage. With the audio, like I did, you want to make sure your monitor's on, set the correct input. So we come out of the MPC and make sure you come in to your MIDI. I say that because I sat there for 10 minutes the other day. My MIDI, I think, went out to out, or it might have even come into one of these other CVs or something, because of the way my MIDI is. But anyway, you come out to in, and just like we did with audio, connect the cable, select a track, right? So we need to add a track, but this time it's MIDI. So add a MIDI track. Okay, do we have anything there? No, because we want to come to our main, and on the MIDI output port right there, you want to make sure that it's selected to the proper output, okay? In this case, it's MPC. Now I will tell you real quick, this lined up good, but if you can't hear it, come into your pad perform. Sometimes they send it really low. You can hear that, and you may need to come up the octaves, but there you go. Okay, that's with 5-pin. And oh, one more thing. Not only can you get control there, you also, your program change will change through your presets. So see, it's off. As soon as I go, now it's selecting 0 will be preset 1, 1 will be 2, 2 will be 3. It'll be one number behind because 0 is a value on here. So program channel 0 will be preset 1. Let's see, I want to go to 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. There. So at this point, we can come over here and control this with our notes, and we can change through our programs. And to take it another step further, you'll come into our Q link, push and hold your Q link. Depending on what mode you have it in, I keep mine in screen, which means that your Q links will control whatever's on your screen at the time. But since we're wanting to do a little connecting with MIDI, select your MIDI, okay? And now what it should do is, yep. So I have my Q link show off. Push and hold, Q link status. All right, you can see. So your first bank is pitch bend. Modulation, breath, volume. You get pan, expression, soft pedal on, off, sustain on and off, and then you get 2 full banks of send controls. So you can see here, you get all those preloaded, and then you have another 8 blank for send controls that you can set up however you'd like between this and that device. You can do a whole lot of stuff with these. It's pretty cool. So I think I covered the bases there. Now, let's back up. I'm going to show you, this is still MIDI now, okay? But now I'm going to unplug the 5-pin and show you how to do it with USB. I'm not an editor, I'm a musician, so I'm trying to get all this in one shot. And I don't see a problem with that. I'm going to, like we're starting fresh, delete the MIDI, okay? And I'm just going to unplug the MIDI. Okay, now hopefully after whoever sees this, because like I said, my friend, I'm not going to say their name, wanted to know specifically how to do 5-pin, so there you go, if you want to stop there. But USB, let me turn this off, because with USB you get multiple advantages out. I didn't say this about the MIDI cable, but just for those who don't know, MIDI cable only carries MIDI data. It doesn't carry audio. That's what we got to have the audio coming in. So the audio comes in, and your MIDI cable transmits data, which note data, MIDI data. So just to clear that up. Now, and that's all it does. And the reason I'm saying that is to preface this. If you're going to use a USB, depending on your device, you can get MIDI in, MIDI out, MIDI through, and you can also power your device, again, depending on the device. This is a Microfreak, so that's why I just unplugged it, because now not all your synthesizers will be like this, obviously, but I'm saying the ones that do, you can get 4 things out of one: MIDI in, out, through, and power. So I'm going to come in USB, and then the same thing as with MIDI, you want to make sure that your USB, you remember which USB, the MPC One and the One Plus, it's pretty easy. There's one USB, but your Live 2s, I'm not sure, and your XSEs and all those have multiple USBs. So now that they're connected, and did I turn that off? Yes, I did. Right. And while that's firing up, I'm going to go ahead and we're just not starting over, but we've done the 5-pin, now we're doing USB, like we're doing a new track, but we're going to need a MIDI just like we are with the 5-pin. Okay. And then you want to come into your main, and on this end, you want to see your device should show up there. Arturia Microfreak. Same thing on the end. Now you have two-way communication with one cable and power. You have an in and an out, which not only can this control this, but if you wanted sync information coming back, so it's just a lot more flexible to use the USB. But you get all the same perks, your program changes, yeah, and all that. So, and just to show, we'll go ahead and record a, I don't know, MIDI track. Yep, just very quickly. And also, I didn't even get that far into it, but obviously with your pad perform, you get all the perks of having progressions. Pad perform, anything you want to do in there. Let's pick out jazz 1, right? All right, let's try that. We'll record that. In the groove, it's going to come into a range, and okay. There we go. Stop. And play back, and there's the MIDI. So, and that's just for demonstration. So, not sure how long the camera's been running, but in that short period of time, we've been able to go from not having sound to sampling in to tracking in to MIDI. And I think I covered all the bases. If I forgot and left something out, feel free to ask in the comments. This is a place for learning. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of their day, and peace out.